Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon. Happy Twin Flame Friday. So today we are going to be doing a twin flame specific reading. This is going to be for those of you that find yourself on a twin flame journey. So we're going to be going into the connective energies as well as divine feminine and masculine energies. I do tend to channel for those that are in some sort of a separation or challenge, so please keep that in mind and only take what resonates for you. So we're going to be using a bunch of different decks here today. As far as the decks that I've created, all 14 I'll be using here today and will be listed in the description box below. If you're international, please email my team and they will send you a special link to order them. And just to let you guys know, all 14 of my decks are now available on the international site. For the longest time, the Divine Feminine Healing Oracle was just not available there, but it finally was approved, so I'm super stoked on that. So also all the other decks that I'll be using here can be found by links below as well. So we're going to be also tapping into this beautiful twin flame orgonite created by my friend Michelle from Wing and Bell. There's a couple of different twin flame organites, but this is the original. I really love this one. I like the darker colors. So we're going to put this over here. I'll put her link down below. I just want to make sure we don't get a glare on that. Looks like that should be good. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump into this reading here today. So we are going to be following an outline that I've created, and let's just get into it. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to focus on what is the overall influences of this connection currently. And before we get started, I guess what I want to say is because these two decks that I'm going to be using here are brand new. These were gifts from fans that sent me these decks through Amazon. And I just wanted to say, if you guys did not receive a thank you note from me, which I always send thank you notes personally to people that gift me anything, there has been no names that have been connected to this. Usually Amazon will send a receipt, and so I can scan that receipt and get in contact with a person that way. But unfortunately, I have not received any little slips lately with anything that has come. So I just wanted to let you guys know, if you did give me these decks, thank you so much. I believe this is one of the first times I'm using these decks. This one for sure, I may have used this one time before, but this one is called the Black Moon Astrology Cards, and this one is called the Spell Casting Oracle. So I thought these would be really great today to tap into for just the overall influences of this connection currently. So this is going to be for both the feminine and masculine. So what are the current influences of this connection? They're so new, they don't fan out, but that's all right. We have Jupiter. So we have Jupiter's energy here, which is keyword abundance. That's beautiful. So there's some sort of an abundant energy here. We also have earth element stability. That's fantastic too. So some kind of material abundance is what I'm seeing here. And we also have Mercury's energy here, the mind, mental. Okay, so let's clarify with this deck here. But immediately what I'm picking up on is, well, first of all, we could have a couple of different signs here, okay? So that could be something specific. Jupiter is Sagittarius. Earth elements obviously would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And Mercury, I believe, rules Virgo as well as Gemini. So there's a double Virgo energy here. So yeah, that is what we have as far as signs go, but that doesn't really mean anything. It's just that if you guys like to know those types of things, there it is. But I feel like for sure with that abundance card clarified with the stability of earth energy, I feel like perhaps there is some sort of or a lot of focus right now for both these twin flames. So both you and your twin flame, whoever's watching the video, a lot of focus right now is based on financials or based on what's happening right now in the world. You know, how people are going to try to remain abundant during this period of time. Now, this doesn't have to necessarily be about finances, even though I feel like a lot of it is. This is just about an abundance of, how to feel good on a daily basis, how to maintain peace of mind, things like that. So I feel like there's definitely an energy that's pretty heavy when it comes to that. So I feel like both people are experiencing either some challenges, or maybe they're just really focused right now in the material world. And that's, not a bad thing either, so. Oh, we have love. Okay, that's really beautiful. I feel like for sure, what the energy is about feeling good, feeling like that overall sense of love, love for the self, love for your life. You know, just feeling an abundance of love at this time, just feeling really good. So yes, there could be struggles, but I feel like there is this overall energy where we are feeling this energy of just love. And it could be like an unconditional love energy. It could just be that feeling of, I just feel good. I just have this heart space that's just pouring out, you know, pouring out to my twin flame when it comes to this feeling of love. You know, I experience that sometimes, you know, where sometimes I'm just, you know, bringing up my own stuff, but sometimes I just feel an overabundance and I don't even know why. It just comes. It's like it's pouring straight from my heart, this energy. So I kind of identify with that. That's really beautiful. So earth element, stability. We have reconciliation. Wow. Okay, so this is bringing a whole new element here for me. A whole new element. So not only is there a lot of focus on material matters or things that are happening in the 3D world as in reality, I almost feel like these twin flames are really tapped into each other's energy and they're really feeling this like immense amount of love for one another to where they want to reconcile in the 3D world. So there's a lot of focus on that, how to create that, how to create this abundance of, you know, love, like overpouring of love. I don't know. That's really cool. And Mercury, we have strength. So this to me is about conjuring up that strength and that courage, perhaps to reconcile. So I feel like in some sort of way, this is already confirming that we're probably dealing with twin flames that are in either a separation or have had some sort of challenge. So it's going to require strength of mind to be able to, you know, face something or get stable within our own energy. So that way we can share or express this love because we still feel it so much because there's this overabundance of love that we feel towards our twin flame. And it's just there and we don't know why it's there. Sometimes you don't question it. It's just there. You just feel it. You can't really rationalize it sometimes. So I feel like there's a mixture here for both people. And both people are going through whatever they're going through in the world, whatever they're going through with their financial status or whatever they're just kind of doing with their own peace of mind. And really wanting to perhaps reconcile and working on strengthening themselves to do so because the love is so strong. That's really, really amazing. So that is the overall energy or overall influence of this connection right now. Love and reconciliation, very strong here, okay, in the 3D world. So that is what we have. So let's take a look and get the energies here of the divine masculine. Okay, so whoever the divine masculine is in this connection, this is going to be how this masculine is connecting with this journey as well as his divine feminine. And I say he, that's just the way I channel you guys. I realize that could be completely different. Okay, so we're going to be using my connections for the modern world oracle. And this right here is called the Muse Tarot. Okay, so where is this masculine at right now in his mental space when he thinks about just the connection or the divine feminine specifically? Okay, so we have projections. So there's a mirror there, of course. And we have the 8 of inspiration, which is the 8 of wands energy. Okay. What I'm really picking up on in this mental energy, because we did just get what? We got the... Mercury, mental space, mind. I do feel like this is for sure connected to the masculine. This is about this masculine wanting to project or put out some sort of communication towards this feminine. He's really feeling this energy. He's really kind of trying to project something out to her, his thoughts, his desires, the love that he feels for her still. And so I feel like maybe if he is not comfortable picking up that phone or reaching out, it's like he's energetically trying to reach her. That's what I'm getting with that. He's trying to reach her by projecting his energy out into the universe towards her. So that is where his mind is. And why? Because he wants to reconcile, because he still cares for her, because he still loves her. He has this overabundance of love in his heart for her. That's why. So where is he at in his emotions? Yeah, definitely wants to reconcile, even if it's just in a friendly way, even if it's just friends. There is this mass amount of wanting to come back together and have peace in this connection. So he's really affected by this. It affects him emotionally. See, we have the Two of Wands. It's like he is looking out into the universe, trying to figure out how to make that happen. So we have like that little telescope there. It's like looking off into the distance. The traditional Two of Wands is the man that's standing there looking at the globe, looking at the world. He has the world in his hands. What is he going to do? What decision is he going to make? So this masculine is trying to make a decision right now. And he has a lot of inspiration and a lot of fiery energy connected to this feminine. So the Eight of Wands and the Two of Wands here. So a lot of Wands fiery energy towards her for sure. And he is projecting something towards her, projecting his energy. Why? Because he wants to reconcile. That is what we are seeing so far. So what about his logical, practical mind, or even perhaps a little bit of ego? What does this energy look like? Okay, so that's kind of a racy card, but there could be some sort of physical energy here. Let's get the clarifier here. Ooh, Muse of Inspiration, you guys. This right here is the King of Wands. He's got a lot of fiery energy towards her. Things are coming to a climax, you know, that's what it is really. Yes, of course, we can take a look at that card and say, you know, maybe physically he's having some physical symptoms. He's having some physical actual sensations in his body when it comes to thinking about this feminine. Yes, that could be a possibility, but I feel like his overall energy towards her is that things are coming to a head, kind of like, I can't take this anymore. Like there's just so much, there's only so much that I can take before I need to basically come towards you. I need to contact you. I need to basically, you know, have this reconciling with you. So this masculine is really feeling it, you guys. Really feeling this energy. So what is the energy of the higher self? Just that inner knowingness. We have hollow. Ooh, Page of Materials. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing here. His higher self is, it's like everything that he's thinking, everything that he's feeling, right? Everything that he is just kind of experiencing, it's very much in tune with this feminine. But there's something that happens when it comes to his higher self. Has he just made it all up? Does he really have what it takes? The Page of Material, you guys, is the Page of Pentacles. That Page of Pentacles is an actual offer in the physical world. Can he really come towards her? Can he make something happen? I can see all the desire is there that he wants to. But when it comes to his higher self, he may not be trusting his higher self. He may be, falling victim perhaps to his ego or his fears. Can I really offer her something? Can I bring forth this pentacle towards her? Hollow. Is it going to be a hollow victory is what I'm getting here. So he may not believe that this will be victorious. He may not believe even perhaps that this feminine even wants this. So there is that. So that is where the masculine is currently at towards this feminine as well as this connection. So why don't we go into the feminine's energy towards this masculine? So we're going to go into my Oracle deck, which is the Twin Flame Journey Oracle, as well as the Everyday Witch Tarot. So where is this feminine at when it comes to the masculine and their connection? when she thinks about this masculine, or what is she kind of viewing? How is she viewing the situation? Okay, so we have compromise. Okay, so we have Queen of Swords. I didn't want to read reversals. I don't think I even have any reversals in this deck. Well, it looks like I have a few. For whatever reason, when that happens, maybe it's just meant to be. Okay, so this is the deal. The Queen of Swords reversed is kind of pissed off, okay? Maybe doesn't want to compromise. So that could be one of the energies that this masculine is picking up on that causes this fear. And that's not to put any blame on the feminine, but the thing is, he feels all these beautiful energies towards the feminine. But when it comes to his higher self and, trusting his higher self with what he is feeling and experiencing, there's some kind of a hollow energy. That's a queen. Do you see that, you guys? So that's not an accident. This queen is you. He may feel like you do not want to hear from him, or he may feel like this is going to be a hollow victory, as in you won't believe him, or that you won't be able to compromise when it comes to the connection. So we're going to go into a bunch of different things here today, but there just could be some reasons why you are having a difficult time either forgiving or forgetting something. That's not going to resonate for everybody, so only take it if it does. What about your emotions towards this masculine and the connection? Okay, so we have divine timing. I don't know why there's an extra card in here. I'm just gonna, I think it's from a different deck there. There we go. Ooh, Four of Wands. See, it's interesting because you in your heart space, divine feminine, you know that at some point you and this masculine are gonna come back together. You just know it in your heart space. Why? You feel this foundation, you feel the connection. The Four of Wands, of course, can be like that 11-11 card. So it's just like that definite bond, but there is still something that you're needing to work out. Now, this may not be anger towards the masculine. There could be certain things in your life that you're not willing to compromise right now. Maybe you're very stable. Maybe there's certain things that you have worked out in your life. You may not want to uproot your life for this masculine. So it could be that too, you guys. Just, again, only take it if it makes sense to you. But deep down in your heart, you know that this masculine is what you want. You know that it's just a matter of time, though. So you could be in your heart space realizing that maybe right now isn't the best time for the two of you to come back together. So that could be another reason why this masculine is picking up on that hesitation with the feminine, is what I'm getting. Maybe she's still trying to work things out in her own environment. And so that could be also somewhat of the holdup as well. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in the actual 3D world or practical logical energies here towards the connection. We have awakening. This feminine knows that this masculine is awake. That's what it is. So remember, the King of Wands already came up. That is, the King of Wands is definitely the masculine. She feels that this King of Wands is at the climax of his awakening, that he is about ready to do something. She can feel it. She can sense it. She just senses the energies here. She knows that her masculine's awake. So there's no doubt about it for her in her mind that he is awake. And that he may even be at a point where he's willing to take action towards her. Now, she may not be in a position where she's ready for that, or she may still be working out some of her own stuff. But whatever it is, she knows that this masculine is awake. She knows that he's aware of this connection, and she knows that it's only a matter of time before he takes some sort of action towards her. So she might be preparing herself. So what is the higher self energy here? We have lessons. Look at that, temperance. Okay, so this is telling me here that this feminine, her higher self, she's trusting in divine timing, because temperance is also a divine timing type of a card. But this is about these two cups still basically tempering back and forth, not quite ready. They still have a couple of lessons on their own to learn before they reconcile and come back together. So the thing is, you guys, the Temperance is also a card of reconciliation, and we did get that in the very beginning of the reading. So there is a lot of love, a lot of passion, a lot of energy that both the masculine and the feminine feel towards one another, but the feminine knows deep down that it might not be the right time right now. And so she's kind of holding out, or maybe even putting up a little bit of an energetic shield towards this masculine. And he's picking up on that, which is why he might feel like it's not the right time to come towards her either. So do you see how the energies work in this connection? How the feminine holds the energy affects the masculine and vice versa. So it's just very powerful. All right, so that is the energies of masculine and feminine when it comes to where they're both at with each other. So why don't we take a look at some unspoken words, or maybe even some explanations. So we're going to go into, for the masculine, my twin flame journey messages number 2, and we're going to combine it with the Bianco Nero tarot. So let's see what this masculine wants to say to the feminine. It's the most important thing he wants her to understand right now. Okay, well, he wants her to understand that she is irreplaceable, that no one has or ever will replace her. There will always be something special about her. He may have even tried to replace her unsuccessfully. Sometimes you don't realize certain things until, let me make sure this whole deck isn't reversed. Hold on, you guys. I don't like using decks that are all reversed, so I feel like that is what's happened here with this one. Hold on for a sec. I didn't want to use reversals today. I'm just not feeling it, so even if cards come up reversed, I'm just not going to use them. You are irreplaceable. Yeah, look at that, the Magician. That's beautiful. So this is just telling me here that this masculine would like to conjure up or manifest a new beginning and a new way with this feminine. So he wants her to know that he has finally understood something. He also wants her to understand that he's been working on himself, and that he has that, if you can see of all the tools that he has in his hand, he has the wand. We know that the masculine is the king of wands right now. So he's on fire right now. He's very inspired right now by this connection. He's really feeling this connection. And wands is action energy. So you are irreplaceable. What am I going to do about it? What can I do about it? He's thinking about what he can do about it. Am I good enough for you? So this, of course, goes to that hollow energy that came through for the masculine, remember? That hollow energy came through. And what card did it come up with? It came up with the Page of Materials. Am I good enough to make this offer? Am I good enough to come towards you? Will you take it? Am I what you want anymore? Look, 10 of Pentacles, but of course it wanted to come up reversed. Yeah, I mean, am I what you want in the end? Am I who you want to grow old with? Am I who you want to live out the rest of your life with? Do you want to plan a future with me? Is it possible? Do you want this commitment? Now, I also feel like this masculine might have his own fears, of course, his own fears surrounding commitment and family and tradition. This is, the 10 of Pentacles and the Hierophant is very similar to me, because the 10 of Pentacles is about family. It's about, like tradition, long term, where you lay your roots down and how you want to live out the rest of your life. It's definitely long-term investment here. Can this masculine do it? Does he have what it takes? He may have not had what it took before, but he may be working up to this point now. What else does he want the feminine to know? I'm trying to take responsibility for my actions right now. Please know this. So he is trying to take responsibility. He is trying to work on himself. He is trying to improve himself, is what I get from that. Yep, look, the star. I am trying to find my way. I am trying to heal. I'm trying to follow my inner guide. I'm trying to listen. I am awake. I'm trying to see things differently, for sure. So there is that. That's beautiful. What else? What did I just say? This masculine is working towards a better future and a better him. He most definitely is. So make no mistake about that, if you're a feminine watching this video, that this masculine is working towards being a better version of himself. And now we have the Knight of Cups, so he can bring that cup to his feminine. Okay. But I feel like one of the reasons why maybe some of these cards wanted to come up reversed, because this is what this masculine is currently working on. He's picking up his tools as the Magician. He's taking a look at what he has. He's taking a look at the tools that he has in his shed. What can I do with these tools? How can I work on myself? He's working on his commitment issues. He's working on healing these things, maybe even connected to family, which is the 10 of Pentacles. So he's healing family issues, family dynamics, maybe upbringing issues. So he can work on his cup, so that way he can offer that cup of love to the feminine. That is what this masculine is working on right now. That's beautiful. So let's now see, what is the feminine? What does she want the masculine to know? What does she want the masculine to know? So we're going to go into the Naked Heart Tarot, as well as the Twin Flame Journey Messages Original. What are some unspoken words, or the most important thing feminine wants masculine to know right now? Okay, so I don't know if I can meet your expectations. So there could be a drawback for a feminine right now where she doesn't feel 100% good enough. And that could be the compromise in the Queen of Swords energy. Remember, very much about her not maybe willing to talk right now, or feels like she still needs some time under her belt in order to work on herself in some sort of way. So I don't know if I can meet your expectations. Maybe I don't know if what I want, as far as I have certain standards and boundaries, can you meet my expectations? I'm getting here, she's not sure. Spirit of Swords. So the Spirit of Swords is the spirit. That is the masculine. That's the King's energy. So I do feel like what she's saying here to this masculine is, I don't know if you can meet my expectations. Can you bring me this truth? Can you bring me action? Can you deliver? You know, is it just words you're going to speak, or are there going to be actions that are taken upon those words? Are you going to mean what you say? She's not quite sure. So that's what she's wanting to say to this masculine, is that she's not sure that she can trust him, or that she, you know, believes that he can compromise when it comes to his own independence or life with this connection. So that's why I feel like she's coming through as the Queen of Swords reversed, is that the King and the Queen are a match, but the feminine is not sure. She's not sure if they can have this honest conversation or this honest, you know, communication. All right, what else? I've thought a lot about you lately. Well, yes, of course, this feminine thinks about this masculine a lot. Maybe she's thinking a lot more about him than usual. We have Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is somebody who is walking away to better their lives. So this is a card of ascension for me on a twin flame journey. So this is somebody who's walking away to ascend. I feel like this feminine is telling this masculine right now that she's thought a lot about all the things that he is perhaps working on, all the things that maybe he's worked on as well as walked away from. She sees him improving his life. So some of the feminines could be viewing the masculines as improving their lives by walking away or cutting ties with certain things, certain people, certain situations, or even belief systems. So that's pretty cool. What else? I just wasn't ready for you. See, this feminine is not ready for this masculine. And I think that if some feminines are watching this, you might be saying, but I am ready. And that's not to say that you're not, but maybe some feminines aren't, okay? Maybe some feminines still feel like in that temperance's energy. Kind of like, you know what? I'm going to wait for better timing. It just feels like it's not the right time just yet. I still have some things that I need to iron out, or there's still some things that I want to work on before we reconcile. So I do feel like the holdup actually is the feminine in the connection right now. And a sense of swords. Yeah, this right here is the Page of Swords when it comes to communication. I'm just not ready to communicate. I would rather watch. I would rather observe. I would rather gather up information before I do anything, before I return that call, or before I make that communication, or before I even think about us communicating again. So I feel like this feminine is very comfortable just being in this state of silence and just observing. That's what I'm seeing here. Last message. Yeah, see, I can't handle your words right now. So Spirit's just basically lining it up for us just perfectly, just confirming the messages. This feminine is just not sure that she can handle conversation, or she just can't handle not getting to the bottom of something. So if this masculine isn't ready to bring forth 100% either honesty or be able to follow through with his words, it's almost like she's willing to hold out for the right time. Then she's not going to just take crumbs. She doesn't want to start small. It's kind of like, you know, come at me correct and big, or forget about it. You know, it's kind of like an all or nothing energy. And that's not to say that that's not unconditional, but the thing is, if she has gone through things with this masculine before, she just may not be interested in going through these same crises over and over and over again. She may just really want to, let's do it right this time. Like, if we're going to do it, let's do it right. Okay, that's the one that wants to come up. Yeah, see, this is the the heart. Wow, the King of Pentacles in this deck. The Heart of Pentacles is the King of Pentacles. That's not true. This right here is the Queen of Pentacles, you guys. I'm sorry. These decks have so many different names on them, so it's really hard to get what it is. The spirits in this deck are kings, and the hearts are the queens. But I saw a buffalo, so I immediately thought masculine. Queen of Pentacles. So I can't handle your words right now. That is from the feminine. The feminine is drawing the line. The feminine is taking care of herself and saying, you know what? I know right now that this is the best thing. I know right now that it's probably best that we don't talk, that we don't try to work this out right now, that we don't try to get to the bottom of things right now, that we don't push forward with this energy right now. So because of that, you guys, this is one of the reasons why this masculine, when it comes to offering that pentacle in the material world to this Queen of Pentacles, that might fall on deaf ears, or it might just not be a victory. So this masculine is picking up on the feminine's energy pretty loud and clear, but I don't see that it's causing him to lose interest. I don't see that it's causing him to, pull away from the feminine. Actually, quite the opposite. It's almost like he's more invested the less that she is invested in trying to reconcile or communicate right now. And it's not a game or anything like that, but it might be the masculine's turn for a change, to really pine for this feminine, to really wonder about her, to really respect her, and to understand and learn about her boundaries. Yes. And this may give him the opportunity to grow in ways that maybe he wouldn't have before if it were just easy to come back. So I see a lot of hard work here for the masculine, for sure. So now we're going to go into the journey. Okay, what is going on when it comes to this journey between the two of you? So we're going to go into this deck right here, which is called A Journey, or Twin Flames, A Journey to the Heart Oracle Key Cards. And this one is my Twin Flame Journey Tarot. So let's get into what's happening on the journey right now. So this is going to be the lessons, ascension that's taking place on your journey together. Okay. What's going on the journey? We have listened to your heart. That's really beautiful. So this says there will be times when you don't want to trust the whispers of your heart. We do know that this masculine is having a little bit of a difficult time listening to his higher self, okay? Because he's picking up on the energies of the feminine that is putting up that very strong boundary of maybe she doesn't want to talk, or maybe she's not ready to forgive or to understand something right now. Your heart is the compass of your soul. It will always guide you to your highest learning and your best of intentions. A certain situation calls for this. So right now, this feminine and masculine are being asked to listen to their heart space instead of listen to their ego, listen to their head. This is also about when you're seeing things in the physical world, such as on social media, or you're hearing things through other people about each other, this information can sometimes, it's not saying it's false, but it can just be misleading. So really try to, go into your heart space with this connection rather than relying on your physical eyes or ears to give you this information. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is kind of back and forth, up and down, very unsettled energy. When you're feeling unsettled, or when you're feeling like it's just too much, you're feeling overwhelmed, listen to your heart. Go into your heart space. So both people might be very overwhelmed. We did see that the masculine's energy can be quite climatic sometimes, where it just is reaching a boiling point. So this is a good energy that both of you guys try to move into your heart space when you move into, or when your heart, I'm sorry, not your heart. Well, I guess in a way, but when your mind is trying to take you to a state of doubt. I don't know why I'm all jumbled up there, but there's just like whenever you're feeling confused, go into your heart space. So that's for masculine and feminine. We have surrender. Beautiful. It says, by surrendering to ourself, not our twin, we let go of all things that imprison us. We must unbind our soul from the questions of why, what, when, and how. Once we release the time expectations of togetherness, we find our truth and our divine purpose. Absolutely. So, at the end of the day, we do have to surrender our need to know when, how, what if, or what if not. We've got to surrender all of those questions. We've got to go into our heart space. So it says master heart key number 4. This is a master key to our heart space. Going into our heart, listening to our hearts. What does your heart tell you about this? What does your heart tell you what the right thing to do is? Deep down inside, when you surrender, that feels peaceful. It feels peaceful when you get to a state where you just let go. When you get to a point where you're just like, I don't care, blah, 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 and you got all this like pent up aggression, that's the ego. That's the ego's way of protecting itself. When you're truly ready to just let go and surrender, whatever happens, and you love your twin so much, you just want them to be happy no matter what, that is true surrender and peace and unconditional love. So that's the point here. We're trying to get to this point in our heart center where we're able to just surrender for the greater good of both not only ourselves, but also our twin flame. Yeah, look at that. That's success. That's recognizing something within yourself, like you've made it on your journey. When you can get to a point with your twin flame that you're not worried about what they're going to give you, what they're not going to give you, if you're going to ever see them again, etc. This right here, you have reached the pinnacle of success on your journey. For sure. You have reached a milestone on your journey when you can get to that point with your twin flame. That is peace. Absolutely. Self-align. I just love it. When we can align with ourselves, you're in the zone. The journey to self starts with you. Your twin has awakened you, and both must now walk their own paths, either together or apart. There is a greater spiritual goal here. Honor and support each other's journey. Again, at the end of the day, you guys, a lot of these lessons of ascension on the twin flame journey have a lot more to do with yourself than it does your twin flame. Your twin flame is the one that awakens this within you. So they're very key on your journey, but they're not your entire journey. And not all, things lead to the same exact point. There's all types of different connections and all types of different contracts and journeys out there. Who's to say that your journey is the same as mine or vice versa with somebody else you know? So it's very difficult to say cookie cutter, this is what's supposed to happen, and this is basically fate and destiny. When we get into that mindset, it's really difficult to let go because we expect something specific to happen. We've taken ourselves off of the journey to align with ourselves. We're trying so hard to just align with our twin flame that we all almost forget about ourselves. Our own self-healing is a huge part of this journey. And if you can't align with yourself, then how the hell are you going to align with anybody else? And you may align with other people, but you will not align in a state of peace because you don't have that peace within yourself. So why not take the time now to align with the self? So that way, when the time is right and you do perhaps align with your twin, that it's just going to be that much better. So sometimes it's better to wait and be patient than to rush. Yeah, see, hidden knowledge. High priestess. So the high priestess is all about the answers are within you. It's not out there. The answers are not in your twin flame. The answers are within you. And we're here for an entire lifetime to tap into this hidden aspect or this hidden part of ourselves to reveal this knowledge to ourselves. So that way we can apply this wisdom, this ancient wisdom, this wisdom maybe perhaps even from other lifetimes. This is all within us. So the key to our own healing and the key to all of this knowledge and all of these answers that you're looking for is within you. It's not within your twin. It's within you. And once you get to this point on your journey, that right there is true peace. And when you get to that peaceful state, maybe something amazing happens. I don't know. But it's better to be in that state than to be in that state of longing and agony and confusion and just feeling lost. So that is what's happening right now on this journey right now. Both twins, both masculine and feminine, are working on surrendering and aligning with themselves and aligning with their heart space and their higher selves to lead the way, to provide the answers forward. So anytime things get confusing, it's like we're going within. We may have some pitfalls, but then we go within. We remind ourselves, I'm on a spiritual journey. I know better than to just get caught up in my ego. I know better than to search outside of myself for this happiness or for this joy. It's time to go within. So I feel like you guys are balancing each other out in this lifetime. That's what I'm seeing here with that Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles in traditional tarot is also an infinity symbol. This is a connection that never dies. It's a connection that always will be, that always has been. And so you're meant to feel your twin flame's journey in this lifetime, and same thing with them. You guys are meant to play off of each other's energy in this lifetime to help balance each other out in this lifetime. So they're a necessary part of your healing and development and growth and ascension on your journey, but they're not your entire journey, and they're not the only answer. Part of the answer lies within your twin, but most of that comes from within. So it's about putting that all together and just being in a peaceful state within yourself. That's really cool. So that is what we have as far as the journey. So let's now look into the fears, blockages, and challenges that you guys are both facing at this present time. What seems to be the biggest blockage right now for this masculine? So we're going to go into my Mystics Midnight Oracle, and we're going to combine it with the Halloween Tarot. What is this masculine's biggest fear right now, or challenge, or just dark energy that he has that seems to be blocking him from his feminine? We have butcher shop, daily grind, routine, and profession. Interesting. So this could have something to do with the very beginning of the reading. Remember, we had the abundance in the material world. maybe the masculine right now is either trying to figure something out in his career, trying to figure something out in his financial life right now, or the daily grind, or his routine, or even profession. And so this could be having some sort of a negative effect on him that is perhaps blocking him or causing him to doubt himself when it comes to this connection or feminine. Yeah, look at that. It's blocking the connection. Two of Cups. So this masculine may have some fears when it comes to what he does for a living. He might even have fears of what this feminine does for a living. There could be a block there. Maybe there's some sort of belief system or what other people are going to think when it comes to the two of them being together. It may even just be that right now this masculine is working so hard in the material world that he doesn't have time for this connection, even though he wants it. But I just feel more or less that he may not feel at his best right now when it comes to his career or his profession. That's what I'm seeing here for most. And for some, I feel like maybe it's just taking up so much time in his life that it creates a big distraction. What else? Potions and tonics, healing, soothing, and therapeutic. Now, we already know that this masculine is working on healing himself because the star came up, plus we had him working towards a better future. So I do feel like when it comes to healing and soothing himself and being very therapeutic towards himself, there's obviously a block here. I almost feel like maybe he's overworking to the point where he is not able to care for himself as much as he should or would like. Yeah, look, the sun. The sun is an energy of happiness and growth. So I do feel like his healing right now is being hindered by the daily grind, by what's going on a day-to-day basis. This may not only have to do with his profession. This could have to do with what the hell's going on in the world, which is taking a toll on pretty much everyone. So I feel like this is some kind of a block for him right now. He might not feel as happy. He might not feel as positive as maybe he usually does. And so he may not want to bring her down with whatever misery or whatever depression he could be going through, or with whatever issues he's having in his actual profession. All right, let's get one last message. Spirit board. You know, I do feel like this masculine is communicating with this feminine through energy. I do. It's kind of like they're not speaking in the physical world. And so what he's doing is he's projecting his energy out into the world. You know, will it find her? Will she feel it? I do feel like there's some sort of communication between the two of them, but it is in spirit. Okay. It is in spirit. Look, devil. Wow. Okay, so what's interesting with that, the very first thing that I'm getting, this is not evil at all. Of course, the devil does have some darker energies connected to it. Oh no, what I'm getting here is this is very physical. I did get it with that climatic energy. It could have been sexual. I do feel like some of the ways right now that this masculine is communicating to the feminine is very sexual. And this right here can be a blockage because this is blocking the Two of Cups, you know, the true intimacy of this connection. He may not know how to connect with the feminine any other way besides this physical, passionate type of an energy. I'm also getting, though, that with the devil, this is a lot of importance, like a lot of placement. Am I saying that right? There's a lot of placement of importance, and I don't think I'm saying that right still, on material possessions. It's almost like his fear that he doesn't have enough also creates a block in this connection. So not feeling good enough, not feeling like he has anything to offer her of true value. Because the Page of Pentacles is like that little offer, right? It's not the King of Pentacles coming through with an offer. It's just that, you know, pentacle, it's something small. Like, I can only offer you this. I may not be able to offer you everything right now. So this bothers the masculine, that he may not be able to offer her everything that he feels that he wants to or that she deserves. So I feel like he's kind of down and out on his energy. I feel like there's something going on in the material world that's causing him to feel like he just doesn't have enough, or he's not good enough for this feminine. And I don't feel like maybe he's used to feeling that way. Maybe this is new for him, but maybe something has happened throughout this pandemic that has created some issues in his material world. And so now he's feeling kind of down and out and feeling somewhat negative. So the communication that he could be giving to her from time to time seems to be somewhat negative, seems to be somewhat fear-based. And so she might be even picking up on that too. And that might be one of the reasons why she's feeling like, maybe things aren't quite ready. I know that you are awake, and I know that you and I are connected, and I know that you might feel these ways towards me, but maybe this still isn't the best time for us because there's certain things that do need to get rectified. Yeah. So the masculine's biggest fear is that their connection will always be energetic, that they will not be able to come together in the physical world, that he will always long for her in that passionate way, that it will be an appetite that is never satisfied, and that his way of thinking right now is kind of dark, and that the world and everything that's happened in the world is causing him to see that just maybe, oh, great. Hold on, you guys. My cat just took my headphones, and I'm afraid she's going to eat them, so I've got to get them real quick. Sorry about that. James, no. It's a little AirPod, so I just got to make sure, they're like ridiculously expensive, so I really don't want those to get messed up. All right. Sorry about that interruption. So yes, that's the thing. Talk about too much importance on material possessions. Yes, well, those Apple AirPods, those are a big deal to me because I love them, and they were expensive. But anyways, this masculine, I do feel, is feeling a little under the weather mentally and also in the physical world, as well as his finances. And I just think it's taking a toll on his usual sunny disposition. And that could be causing him to feel like he is just maybe not good enough right now. So that's huge. That's huge on his energy. So let's see where the feminine is at, okay? Where's the feminine at when it comes to her fears or what's challenging her right now about this masculine or this connection? So we're going to go into my Twin Flame Journey Shadows, as well as the Deviant Moon Tarot. This is the Borderless edition, which is my favorite. Okay. We have Secretive. Five of Swords. So, okay, this masculine could have done something to this feminine. This could be what this Queen of Swords and not willing to compromise right now is about. There could have been a lie or deception, even though this is the Five of Swords. Seven of Swords usually is a card of deception, lies, betrayal. I do see the Five of Swords as a very unfair situation. Even a sabotaging type of a situation where somebody is just, they've done something or they said something, or it just, they even just walked away or pushed you to a point to where you just had to let go and you had to leave them behind. It's definitely a deliberate move, and it's not the best. So we have Secretive, a mask, someone that's still holding back, somebody that still hasn't apologized or hasn't come forward with their truth. So I feel like this feminine, one thing that really blocks her is that maybe she has not heard these words from the masculine to apologize for this Five of Swords behavior. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. But this is also a card of sabotage to the self, meaning perhaps by holding on to, hiding her feelings or tucking herself away from this masculine, she could also be sabotaging herself in some sort of way. But I feel like it's more the other. Take it as it resonates. Yeah, I do feel like it's about the masculine, but it could be about the feminine too. Again, she could just feel like she's feeling safer in silence and not wanting to face this masculine. She could feel like she's in a better position and just feels a lot safer in that position by not coming towards him or not making herself known or not communicating, like cutting him off. Yeah, look, that's the Queen of Swords. That's feminine. So I feel like it's a little bit of both. I do. With the Queen of Swords now confirming this, because we know that this feminine, when it comes to this masculine, she's very much in that Queen of Swords reversed energy, okay? So she's just still kind of pissed off. She's upset about something. It's like, look, We're going to talk about this. Either you're going to come towards me and you're going to face me and you're going to communicate with me. It's almost like this feminine saying, I'm not going to communicate first. You're going to come to me. If we're going to reconcile, you're going to find the courage and the strength to face me. So it's like she's holding out in secret, deliberately hiding herself and tucking herself away from this masculine in order for him to have to find the courage and strength to face her. So I don't see it as a bad thing or a good thing. I just kind of see it as this is just what she's decided. But remember, this is coming from fears and blockages and challenges. So in some sort of a way, this energy, it does challenge her. It causes her to have to deal with these feelings on her own. She's not getting that closure. Sometimes when we just ignore or we just block or we just run away from something, it actually does more damage than it does to face it. And I can totally identify with that. We might feel stronger and more courageous by just blocking something out of our lives. But when you're still holding that baggage and it's still affecting you, especially years later, you realize that you actually didn't escape because you didn't deal with it. So there's a little bit of this energy, I feel, for some feminines that have decided to just cut off and never speak to this masculine again. It could now be rearing its ugly head and affecting you in some sort of a negative way. Yeah, medicating. Yeah, look at that. 8 of Swords. It's trapped the feminine. Okay. As much as it might have felt like that was what you needed to do to medicate yourself from this masculine, it's put you in some sort of entrapment now. Now you're stuck. Maybe you've said certain things. Maybe you acted a certain way, and now this has kind of gotten you to a point to now you feel stuck, because if you do make contact or you do go back, then you're going against your word. So what I'm getting from this whole lineup here is that how you feel towards the masculine is that you feel trapped now. You feel trapped by the circumstances. You feel trapped because maybe neither one of you are willing to make a move, or maybe you've made it evidently clear, never speak to me again, or there's certain words that you've used that were so harsh that you're just like, you know what, this masculine knows never to come towards me again. Well, what I'm getting here is now what you've done is you put yourself into position to where now he may not feel like he can come. So there needs to be a switch up. Now, I'm not suggesting that anybody makes contact. I'm not suggesting that you do anything except for go into your own energy field and lighten up some of that Queen of Swords energy. Maybe that is still what needs to be reconciled within you first, Divine Feminine, before you can reconcile with this masculine. There may be some bitterness that you're still holding on to. There could be some things that you're still pushing down and not dealing with. Spirit's saying, 8 of Swords, this is confining you. This is causing you to feel stuck. It's causing you to run this, like, just this over and over infinite kind of energy in through your head, constantly thinking about what happened, constantly thinking about either some deception, or constantly being focused on being a hard ass instead of softening your energy. I don't think it's going to resonate for everybody. I really don't. But I think some of you out there, you're going to be like, you know what? You're right. It's time. It's time that I stop doing this. It's time that I work on this. So in some way, divine timing is huge in this connection. Deep down inside, I feel like you sense that that's the right thing to do, but I feel like there needs to be a little bit of an energy shift here, and you go more into your heart space and less in your head. That's why when it came to the Ascension and what's happening right now on this journey, listen to your heart. And we got that key card, which was, let me go back to it. The key card. Align with yourself and surrender this. Surrender this pain, surrender this agony, surrender these thoughts. Align with yourself and get more into your heart space. That's what Spirit is telling you, Divine Feminine, to get more in your heart space when it comes to this connection. So if you've been struggling for a while, or you're currently struggling, Spirit's saying, like, I don't know why I can't talk, but just like lower the sword. Lower the sword, and energetically your masculine will feel the shift. That's what I'm getting. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into the pathway forward. So what is the pathway forward here? What is some of the advice for the pathway forward? This right here is called the Witch's Oracle, and we're going to combine this with my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot. Okay, so what is the way forward out of the darkness? Perception mirror, number 11. Okay, sorry about the glare, you guys. But yeah, this right here is telling us that our perception is everything. You know, how we think and what we're like, how we're viewing a situation because of our own thoughts has a lot to do with what we're going to experience. So what you think about something or what you perceive to be true, it creates that. It might as well be true because you believe it is. So why not believe something amazing? Why not believe something positive? It's so easy. It's so much easier to believe something negative or, just something like it'll never happen. It's so much easier to do that. See, Eight of Pentacles. This right here, Eight of Pentacles, we cannot work. We can't move forward. We can't work on something as long as we are in that state of mind where, you know what, it's just forget about it. It'll never happen anyways. Just forget about it. I'm done with this. I haven't seen any payoff or results. Well, the thing is, if you're looking for a payoff or result on this journey, that right there is where you're stuck. Stop looking to get something. The thing is, healing and peace and growth and development of the self, that pretty much is what you can guarantee is going to happen on this journey. But if you're looking to be on this journey and do this work for a prize at the end, such as union or the masculine or the feminine coming back, that's where you got it all wrong, because you haven't made this journey about the self. And what was the most important thing that Spirit wanted to talk about when it came to ascension on this journey was self-alignment. If we're not in alignment with the self, we're not going to be able to come into alignment with someone else correctly or in a more harmonious way. So we need to take a look as to why we're doing what we're doing. Are we doing to get? Are we doing things for an expectation or a prize at the end? Or are we doing things for the experience of ourselves on this journey of life? So that's huge. So that's the way forward. To abandon certain ways of thinking that are not serving you any longer. We have attraction, so we can start to attract what it is that we truly desire. Getting out of our own way of what we expect to happen and just being in the energy of love, life, passion, peace, doing what we love. That is all frequency and energy. And those energies and frequencies start to bring forth other energies and things that are of that same frequency to us. So we're no longer worried about it. It's just happening because it's natural. Whatever energy we're residing in is mirrored back to us. So we have the moon blackout. So again, we black out or block out the sun's energy when we are too busy focusing on the dark. So we've got to pull ourselves out of the dark side of the moon. We've got to pull ourselves out of illusions. The moon is about illusion. The moon is about fear. We've got to pull ourselves out of this darkness, or else we're just going to spiral and tumble out of control. Or we can attract what we want. So in order to obtain more of what we want, we have to be in that energy in order to get it, in order for it to come. So just be in the energy of love. Be in the energy of just really experiencing life and love and creativity and passion and just doing what you love. When you're in all that energy, things that you want more of, it just starts to naturally accumulate. So that's what we have for that. Let's get one last message on the way forward. Gaia, healing. Absolutely. The way forward is we got to heal. We can't skip the healing, you guys. A lot of people want to skip it. A lot of people just want to go forward on the journey and they want to go to the destination, but they don't want to do the work along the way. And you only torment yourself. This is the Page of Swords. Mind games. You know, we can tell ourselves a million stories. We can give a million excuses as to why we can't do this or why we can't do that, or we can just waste our time playing mind games with other people and blaming other people for our problems, or we can do the healing. That's the thing. If you're running around in this world and you're blaming your twin flame or you're blaming other people for your problems, and you're not willing to do anything about why you feel certain ways or why you've been triggered in the first place, then it's just going to be a torment. It's going to be a tormenting experience of your journey or of life. So this is about getting out of that mental torment and getting back to working on yourself and healing. So that way you can attract what it is that you want in this life. So that is the way forward, you guys. It's pretty self-explanatory. So let's see. What do both the masculine and feminine want to happen? Okay. What do you guys truly desire to happen with each other in this connection? So we're going to go into the Arrows of Love cards that I created, as well as the Crystal Visions Tarot for the masculine. What does the masculine want to happen with his feminine in this connection? What does he truly desire here? We have Up in Smoke. This masculine has a lot of fear here. Okay, even when it comes to what he desires, he's afraid that this connection has just gone up in smoke. You know, we have Justice right next to it because of the decisions that either he's made or or things that happened that were, unjust. This right here is the desire to want to make things right. So he has a lot of fear that it's too late. But the thing is, what he really wants is he wants to bring justice, and he wants to make wrongs right with what went up in smoke, what he may have sabotaged in this connection. So Divine Feminines, if you're watching this video, I think that's huge that's coming up, that your masculine wants to make these wrongs right, that he wants to either apologize or bring justice to you for what he sabotaged and caused this connection perhaps to go up in smoke. And this is not blaming the masculine. This is just the way it's coming out, you guys. So just take it or leave it. Yeah, let's see, on the mend. I do feel like what he desires is to mend this connection, to reconcile, for sure. Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is somebody who's willing to take some sort of action. I do feel like he does really desire to do this actually now. So it's like on the verge for him. He has some things that are holding him back. What are the things that are holding him back? Perhaps what's happening in the world right now. Perhaps what's happening in his financial life, or just some circumstances that he's going through. Maybe circumstances that the feminine is going through. There is definitely something that's holding the masculine back, but all the desire is there. Yeah, he wants to reconcile. He wants to bring forth, he wants to reconcile the past for one, but he wants to go back to this connection with the feminine because she is irreplaceable and she is who he loves. Yep, King of Cups. He wants this feminine. So he's coming up as the King of Cups, I'm ready. I really, really want to be ready. I really want to settle. I really want to give you my whole heart. Maybe this masculine did not give his whole heart before, but he wants to. So feminines, this is huge. Your masculine wants to bring forth justice. He wants to share his heart with you. He's matured from the past. He's learned a lot since the two of you have parted ways. And he wants to basically bring forth some sort of truth And you may feel like you're not sure if you're ready for it, or you may not be sure that you can trust him yet, but this is definitely on the mend. He is working on this, and this is very positive. So that is his true desires and intentions at this time. So what about the feminine? What is this feminine's desire when it comes to this masculine? So we're going to go into... This is the Divine Connections Oracle by Queen of Light 1111, and we're going to combine it with the influences of the Angels Tarot. What is this feminine's true desires at this time? Okay, so we have distorted masculine. So she has a desire when it comes to perhaps clearing things up, but still sees the masculine as distorted. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you know, the Ace of Pentacles is a solid offer, a solid beginning. I feel like what she really wants, of course, is she wants to invest. She wants to plant this seed, but she still sees this masculine as incomplete and distorted. Or she still has a distorted view of the masculine as well. Okay, so again, this doesn't mean that the masculine's distorted. This just means that this is the feminine's perception of the masculine. So if she perceives him in this way, if she sees him in this distorted way, they're probably going to have issues because she's not going to trust. She's not going to open up her heart space fully to this masculine. So this is probably one of the reasons why she feels that it's best right now not to reconcile. That she feels that maybe it's going to be better at a later date. That's what I get from this feminine. And you, again, you got to trust your heart, feminine. That's what Spirit's telling you to do. So if you don't feel like the time is right, you got to trust that. Yeah, see, when there's something about communication. You desire communication, but you might feel like it's not the best time or that you're not ready. Wow, lovers, beautiful. You know, you definitely want to communicate, but what I'm getting here is that you don't need to communicate in the physical world to communicate with your twin flame, divine feminine. You already communicate with your masculine through your heart space. You absolutely do. So, you know, it's like you feel it. We also have an angel here. You trust. You're also trusting your spiritual guidance. We have two angels, actually. Archangel Gabriel is the angel of communication and other things, but this right here is huge. I feel like Archangel Gabriel is with the feminine right now, helping her to receive, you know, messages or information straight from her heart rather than what is a distorted viewpoint of her masculine. So Archangel Gabriel, I feel, is with the feminine right now, helping her to see something when it comes to this connection. So she has a lot of angelic assistance right now when it comes to that. So what does she desire? She does desire to communicate, but she's trusting. She's trusting what she's getting from her heart. But there's a distorted view still that she's got. Yeah, soldier. Remover of obstacles. She still feels like there's obstacles in the 3D world. Yep, Nine of Swords. But the thing is, it's thoughts. So I feel like what she truly desires is she truly desires to not be so afraid. She truly desires not to feel so intimidated or feel like, you know, looking at this situation as worst case scenario. So I feel like this feminine in some sort of way is starting to realize that a lot of her own thoughts and a lot of her own feelings about this masculine are huge. And this really determines the obstacles that they actually have in the physical world, in the 3D world. So she might feel better just communicating and having a connection with this masculine in the 5D instead of 3D right now. And that's not a bad thing. If that's where the healing's at for her, then leave it there. But if you're wanting to come together in the physical world, you've got to start trusting your guides, the spiritual assistance that you're being given, or guidance that you're being given, as well as your higher self, because there is some sort of a distorted view and fears that you have tied up with this masculine that are creating some obstacles for you. So this has to be cleared up, feminines. It has to be cleared up. So let's go into the spiritual assistance that you are receiving. We already know that Archangel Gabriel is here. So what other spiritual assistances are coming through here? We're going to go into my, let's see, Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck, as well as the Light Seers Tarot. What spirits are assisting and how? What spirits are assisting this masculine and feminine on their journey and how? What is Spirit of the Moon? So remember, the moon already came up, and that actually came up, I believe, for the feminine. And it was, I believe, yeah, moon for the feminine. No, this was not for the feminine. This was basically just the way forward. So it's really for both of you. I don't know why. I think I just connect the moon to the feminine because the moon is feminine. But Spirit of the Moon, cycles, visions, and dreams. So there is an assistance that's coming through for the both feminine, masculine here. This is about cycling things out, lessons, just different things. This is also about the visions and the dreams, higher self, things like that the moon's energy connects people to. So Spirit is assisting in that department. This is also the removal of fears. Yeah, 10 of Wands. Yeah, anything that's burdensome, it's about letting it go. Let's cycle it out. 10 of Wands means it's the end of the cycle. Let's get rid of it. Anything that's burdening you, anything that's causing you to feel like you can't move forward in life, let's cycle it out. Let's get rid of it. Let's leave it behind, because you can't take it with you any further. So masculine and feminine are both being guided by the moon right now to cycle things out, and also to trust your visions and your dreams of what you are getting when it comes to ending things and letting burdens go in this life. Burdensome thinking as well. Ooh, Spirit of Elixirs, intoxication, uninhibited, and shameless. Ooh, we have the Lovers. My God. Okay, so the Lovers came up already. And the Lovers energy was, I can't remember who it was connected to. Yeah, it was connected to the feminine here when it came to what she truly desires. But what I'm picking up on here is that both masculine and feminine are both affected very dramatically by the energies of the connection. You guys both feel a lot of passion towards one another. You guys could literally get drunk off of each other's energy. Like when you take a taste, it's like, oh my God, like I don't even know how to stop. It's that kind of an energy. The Devil was also here. Devil and Lovers is very similar in tarot, but there's the dark and the light side of Lovers. This is the light. The Lovers is dark in the Devil's energy. So my point is that you guys are both balancing out right now how to not get completely intoxicated with one another when you guys do come back together, because this is a really powerful connection. So there's a balance that needs to occur in both of you. So that way, when you guys do come back together and reconcile, you guys aren't going to go off the freaking deep end. You know, you guys are going to, you guys are going to be able to be in that lighter side of the Lover's energy instead of maybe taking it to the Devil's side, which is maybe where it was before. So that right there is also being worked on. How we're ingesting this connection, how we're processing it, how we're identifying with this connection. Is it too potent, or can we balance ourselves? Some people, it's very hard. It's very difficult to do work on yourself when you're in physical union with your twin flame, because that energy is so freaking intense. So sometimes separation is necessary. Sometimes, not for everybody, but sometimes it is. And we have spirit of armor. So we know that this feminine does have armor against the masculine. It's come up several times with Queen of Swords energy for sure. Absolutely. So spirit is also assisting feminine again when it comes to this defensive armor that she has. Now, of course, this could be the masculine too, but I really feel like this masculine is ready to roll. I really do. Yes, he may have some stipulations and different things going on, but for the most part, he's pretty open. Five of Wands energy. I wanted to come up reverse, so I'm going to go ahead and take it that way because all of these cards are upright, so I don't get it, but whatever. So yeah, Five of Wands is like the end of a challenge, letting go of the defense. So I love that it came up reversed. Spirit is wanting to help and assist the two of you to not be so guarded, to not be so much on the defense, to kind of get rid of this tactical attitude. Well, I've got to do this and I've got to do that in order for this to happen. I feel like the feminine has been in that energy for quite some time. And so Spirit is asking her to get more into her loving heart space. So that way, this masculine and feminine may come back together at some point. So some burdensome energy needs to cycle out. A behavior, a belief system, our perception about something, our distorted view about something has to change, because if it doesn't, we're going to continue to struggle. So Spirit's asking both parties, of course, to remove obstacles, let go of burdens, and really balance out yourselves. So that way, when this time comes of reconciliation, you guys will not just go back into that cycle of struggling again. So that's pretty cool. All right. So now let's go into signs to look out for. So we're going to go into my signs from Spirit Love Oracle, and we're going to combine it with the Art of Life Tarot. All right, so violet, of course, is a color, but this is also crown chakra energy, okay? Intuitive, spiritual, self-aware. This is about signs from Spirit just as a whole, universal signs, cosmic energy, divine downloads, all of those things. So Spirit's telling us to look out for information that comes to us from the crown chakra. Wow, the Magician. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. We're the creators of our own universe. So Spirit is asking us to recognize and realize. Now remember, the masculine did get the Magician's energy, okay? He got the Magician's energy when it came to just this connection, wanting to manifest, looking at his tools and figuring out, what do I do? So signs to look out for is any ideas that come to you, or just any kind of like inner knowingness. You just know something, trust it. Pick up those tools and do something with it. You create your own destiny and your own fate. Yes, the universe can step in and assist you and guide you and push you towards what that specific thing is, but you also have to show up and co-create with Spirit. You have to. So you need to be aware enough to know that there's certain things that you have to show up for and do if you are being given the signs and being given this wisdom. You still have to do something. So Spirit's telling you, we will show you the way, but you have to walk the way. What else? Again, this actually is very similar to the hidden knowledge card. Let me just show you guys the hidden knowledge card of the High Priestess. There's things that are hidden, but it's within us, and it's up to us also to seek it out. What fun would a journey be if we knew what was going to happen? A lot of people try to get readings with, I need to know. What makes you think that you are just so special in this life that you are going to just know everything before it happens? That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Life doesn't work that way. We have gifts of sight and gifts of inner knowingness, but that is not that's not the kind of energy where we're being given exact, because people have free will and things change. We can change the course of things with our decisions. So getting readings or trying to figure out what's going to happen in the future is kind of useless. Because like I said, sometimes it's better for us not to know or understand things, because that's really where the wisdom comes from, is the search for it, to just walk the journey and figure it out on your own, make that mistake instead of being warned. Sometimes that's just a part of our soul development and growth. So we've got to be willing to search for the hidden clues, to search for this hidden knowledge, to keep searching for those answers that are just not easily obtained, and to also trust what we can't see. That is how crown chakra and third eye chakra works, being connected to the universe. It's just this inner knowingness. What other people are seeing, they base decisions off of that. Oh yeah, well, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that because this is happening and that's happening. Or do we trust our higher selves and our intuition? Are we connected to the cosmos when we're making these decisions? So Spirit's asking us to trust more of our higher selves. Don't trust your physical eyes and what you're hearing with your physical ears. Trust your inner voice and what your third eye is showing you, what the universe is showing you. That's where your signs are, you guys. It's not actually in physical. Even though there are signs in the physical, but this is about when you see those physical signs, trust your intuition on what it means. We have the Nine of Pentacles. It says, none of us will ever accomplish anything excellent or commanding except when he listens to this whisper, which is heard by him alone. Wow. Again, you're not going to get the answers outside of yourselves, you guys. This is about within. Okay. Even these readings are guidance only. These readings are to inspire or maybe even provoke in you what you already know, to confirm. They're not to tell you how to live your life. They're not to, spell out 100% exactly what your situation is. If you resonate with it in that way, that's fantastic. But try not to look to readings or other people to tell you what things are and what they aren't. Trust yourself. Okay. And we have feathers, protection. Oh my gosh. This is just telling us here that we have a lot of angelic protection around us in the form of guides, maybe even in the form of people that are earth angels. That can be animals. This can be just your family and your friends that are there, that you guys have made contracts with in order to help each other throughout this life. There is a lot of protection here. You might even be seeing feathers, of course, in your pathway. And this right here is just a reminder to you that Spirit is with you always, that you're protected always, that you will just your journey of life. It's not wrong or right. It just is. And to trust that. And we have the Ace of Wands. It says, whatever you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So this is about living your life to the fullest. This is about doing it anyways. If you're afraid and you're scared, it's not saying to make stupid decisions or to put yourself in harm's way. But if you really want to do something and you really believe that you can do it, do it. Start today. Begin today. Do that one thing that you've been putting off. So when it comes to inspiration and ideas and just different things that you're getting, it's time for you to just do it. I love that we have the Self card, which is Nine of Pentacles to me. So it's like your own energy. And then we have two aces, which one is the Magician and then the ace is a number one. So to me, this is about the journey is about us, and our own experiences come from within. So we've got to start there. We've got to start there. That's what makes life magical, is us. Other people add to it. But if we can't create magic ourselves, then all the magic that comes from outside sources, it's only going to last so long. You've got to learn how to sustain your own happiness. When we look to other things or outside sources, we're usually let down or we usually burn out. So you've got to find that balance within yourself to create it for yourself too. That's amazing. All right. So now we're going to go into advice. What is some advice that Spirit wants to give to us? This is another beautiful deck that was gifted to me through someone from Amazon, and unfortunately it did not come with the name, so I was unable to thank them. So if you happen to be watching this video, this is an amazing deck. Thank you so much for sending it. This right here is called the Tarot of Enchanted Dreams. I love it because the deck is so big, and I love big oracle decks or even tarot decks. So we're going to also combine this right here with my Divine Feminine Healing deck. Just the advice for our journey. We have Broken Promise, we have Branded, and we have Time. Okay. So that Broken Promise says, when you are ready, I know you will fix this. That right there is straight from the feminine, okay? Because we already know that this masculine wants to bring her some sort of a justice from Five of Swords energy. Maybe some sort of a deceptive or just hidden energy, something that he is holding secretive within himself. I know you're going to make these wrongs right. Yep, that's the feminine. I'm telling you. I definitely got that one right, okay? This feminine knows in her heart that this masculine is going to make it right one day. She knows it. Absolutely, without a doubt, knows it. So Spirit's advice to you, feminine, is even though this masculine may have broken this promise in your contract and your connection in this life, don't brand him for life. That's the next message. Don't brand him for life and paint him out to be this person that is dark, that is this and that, labeling him. When you do this, what you're doing is you're almost condemning this masculine for life to where he will never be able to change. He will always be this way. That's not going to help your masculine. That's not going to even help you. That's actually going to keep both of you down. So even though this feminine feels in her heart space and trusts in her heart space that this masculine will make things right one day between the two of them, in the meantime, this is the advice not to brand him. And this is also for the masculine, not to brand the feminine, that she will always be angry, that she will never be able to forgive him. You see? Because it says, what other people think about me is none of my business. I choose to let it go now. We can't control what other people are going to think about us. We can't. We can only do what we can to improve our own selves and change our behaviors for the better. Learn from our mistakes. So it's not fair to be branded for life just because we did this one thing at this one time in our lives. I mean, hell, who I was 10 years ago is not who I am today. I may still have some of the same feelings and some of the same ideas, but the thing is, who I was back then is I'm a completely different person, way more improved. And I try not to hate myself from the past, but there were some things that I've done and things that I said and decisions that I make that make me want to freaking cringe and puke, okay? So this is something that I have to learn to live with. I have to learn to love myself back then and accept why I was the way that I was. I know why I was the way I was back then. I know it. But that took time. That took a lot of time for me to get to this point, you know? And I do have some regrets, but, you know, regret doesn't get me anywhere. So I can't brand myself of, well, I did that one thing back then, so I guess that makes me this person forever. So we tend to do this. We tend to brand ourselves, but we also brand other people. So this is huge, especially when it comes to our twin flame. What your person did to you, you know, however long ago that was, may not be who they are. It's just the way that they were operating with the tools that they had at the time. Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands came up at the very beginning of the reading. That's the way forward. That is the way forward. We cannot worry about this. We cannot brand someone. I mean, we can. But if you want things to move forward, if you want things to proceed on your journey, we're going to have to let that go. We're going to have to let it go. We're going to have to just rewire our way of thinking. And now we have time. I do not wait on others to fulfill my happiness. Absolutely not. And I feel like this is a huge misconception on the journey of twin flames, that somehow you've got to wait for your twin flame to be whole. Hell no. I don't know who the hell's saying that, but it's just ridiculous to me. Look, I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but that just doesn't resonate for me at all. I'm going to move forward with my life and live the best life possible. And if certain things are meant to be and the universe brings things together, then, that's great. And if it doesn't, no time wasted. I'm not going to waste time being miserable and unhappy and feeling incomplete on account of, this one connection. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to improve. I'm going to be inspired by it always. But I'm definitely not going to wait on that in order to be whole. I'm going to be whole now. Oh my God, you guys, we have the Emperor and the Empress. Oh my God, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Holy crap. So Spirit is saying it's only a matter of time. That's the advice here. It is only a matter of time. And both the masculine and feminine have work to do. And when their work and when they feel whole on their own, and it's not about being perfect, but when they feel whole on their own, there's no doubt about forward movement on this journey. There's no doubt that there will be a continuance of this connection. There's no doubt that there will be some sort of communication again. So it's just a matter of time, but don't wait for it. Continue to live your best life in the meantime. That's the message. Pretty amazing stuff. This is the last bit of the reading. We're going to see what are the energies that are on the horizon. And the reason I say on the horizon, this is just a possible future. It's not set in stone and it's not guaranteed, but just an on the horizon type of energy. So we're going to go into my newest deck, which is called Depths of the Sea. So this is all just very oceany, very watery type of energy, very beachy energies. And we're going to combine it, of course, with the Mermaid Tarot because that's just perfect. So we're going to get 5 cards, energies that are on the horizon between this masculine and feminine. All right, let's see what we get. We have renewal. Look, shoreline renewal. So there could be a possibility that there is a renewal of energies in the connection. We have outside influences, sharks. We have pay attention, crocodile. We have multiple choices and hard shell, coconut. So let's go ahead and clarify this with the tarot. So we're going to start off with renewal, okay? So renewed energy, something renewed within themselves or the connection. What is the renewed energy here? We have Ace of Cups. Wow. So this to me tells me a renewal of the self. Ace of Cups is like our own cup before we bring forth that cup to each other. 2 of Cups energy. I feel like this is an initiation to renew and restore our own cup and our own energy. So what this does is this influences the future of the connection. So it's up to us. So Spirit's saying that the future and what's on the horizon is still being developed and worked on depending upon the individual choices that are made by both the masculine and the feminine. I love that. So we have outside influences. So a lot of the things that we do will be dependent upon how this connection is influenced on the outside in the 3D world. We have the 4 of Pentacles. It is going to require for us to let go. Any stubborn energy or anything that you're holding on to, false senses of security. Now, false sense of security could be other situations. This could also be ego. This could be stubborn energy, as in, I'm not opening up. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'll never open myself up and be vulnerable again. That will influence this connection. So feminine came through with a lot of this energy. If you're not willing to open up your heart space, how the hell is this connection ever going to come back? So we've got to think about that. We also have to be willing to let go of things that we may be holding on to. So there are some people that are on the journey that are in other relationships, and now their connection has become like a third party's type situation. This could be masculine or feminine. How can this connection come together if there is a refusal to let go of other partners, karmic partners, or other soulmates, or people that you have children with or share a home with? How can this connection come together if there are influences of the outer world and other people that are keeping it from coming together? So we've really got to think about that too. So we can't just think that we're going to come together if we're just going to stay in another relationship forever, you know? If people aren't willing to sacrifice and be individuals and be maybe on their own, make themselves available for the other person, then this connection cannot happen. So that's also something to think about. We have pay attention, crocodile. 5 of Pentacles. So we do have to pay attention here to the 4 of Pentacles message. The 4 of Pentacles message means the 5 of Pentacles means the door is closed. You know, we may want to offer something to someone, but the other person is not able to because they feel this lack. They believe that they can't. So we've got to pay attention to where people are at on the journey. We have to pay attention to where we're at on the journey. If you are not available and you know that there's certain things that you need to take care of in your life, it's time to pay attention to that instead of pay attention to your twin flame. It's time to pay attention to the things that you need to figure out in your life, then worry about how they feel about you. If there's certain things that you need to clear up in your life, it's time for you to focus on that. And that also goes for your twin flame as well. Your twin flame may not be available, and so they need to also pay attention to the reasons why they feel or why they feel like they can't move forward in life or why this door is closed. So something has to be addressed before we can move forward. So there's some sort of an influence in the outer world that is affecting the future of this connection. And it starts with us working on our own cup. So now we have multiple choices. Yes, our future is made up of multiple choices. Look, 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles is the goal here. I did see the 10 of Pentacles connected to the masculine when it came to his desires for the feminine. But the problem is it did come up in the reverse position, which told me that what he is working on right now on his journey is trying to figure out, can he be that 10 of Pentacles? Can he provide that commitment for the feminine? So it's going to rely on this masculine to make a choice and a commitment to himself that he does want to go the long haul with the feminine. If he makes choices that continue to keep him stuck or continue to keep him in a state of fear to where he doesn't think that family or commitment or all that is for him, then of course he can sabotage that journey. He can sabotage, not journey, but he can sabotage that destination. So he has choices to make on his journey to get to this 10 of Pentacles point. This also can be someone's existing marriage or family. That also is a factor in the future of this connection. People have to make decisions. And we're not saying that people need to get rid of their marriages or get rid of, family situations. But if you are unhappy and miserable in those situations, you've got to take a good look as to, what decisions you need to make in order to be in a more peaceful state with your own self and not make it about leaving one situation to go into another. There's a real need to be in your own energy before you and your twin flame come back together. So I feel like there's some third-party energy messages coming through for those that are in that kind of situation. If you're not in that situation, I am just getting here that people just need to open themselves up to different viewpoints or different ways of being and living in order for you to experience that 10 of Pentacles later on. So people do need to let go of any fears that they have regarding intimacy or commitment, etc. And for some, it might just be there are other people or situations involved. Now we have hard shell coconut. It's a hard shell to crack, but guess what? It will. I love this. The world. This will conclude, you guys. I'm getting here in this life. In this lifetime, it does look to me that this hard shell will be cracked. This code is going to be cracked in this life. There will be a completion of this cycle in this life. You will come to some sort of conclusion in this life. That's what I see here. But of course, it depends upon our own actions on this journey and the decisions that we decide to make. So we can go down this road or we can go down this road. This will determine the future. So anyways, you guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that reading. I hope that you felt that it was helpful to you and that it resonated. If it didn't resonate, no worries. Maybe the next one will. All right, you guys, thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.